Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of the Manifesting Your Abundance Challenge. Yesterday was a amazing day, amazing session. It gave an opportunity for us to clear out some of the doubts that we have around our abundance. Today, we're going to flow through a reminder of the I am scale, and then we're going to also flow through a reminder of the first 5 days. We're at the halfway mark. So this is a beautiful opportunity for us to show up in a space of like really centering what we want to manifest and then pressing forward. I have some church announcements, if you will. Tomorrow, which is Saturday and Sunday, our start time will be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's already been adjusted on Zoom. So if you click on Zoom or if you look at your email, you should already have a update with that reminder or that time adjustment that on Saturday and Sunday, our start time is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're on CST, it will be 10 a.m. And then, of course, PST is 8 a.m. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm going to pull these cards and allow us to flow right into our session. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, that card was sit in it. Ooh. The sit in it card is important because it's a reflection card. It really asks you to sit in how you're feeling, sit in your emotions, sit in what's coming up for you, sit in your brilliance, sit in the uncomfortability. The sit in it card is like, steep. Stay right here for a second. Don't run. Don't create anything new. Don't push anything away, but just sit here for a second. And the next card up is today is your day. This week is your week. This month is your month. This is your lifetime. This is also considered a reflection card. It's about being present. It's about recognizing that all you have is this moment in this day. Anything before today is just a reflection, right? It's an opportunity for wisdom, for growth. But truly and honestly, you don't even have tomorrow yet because right now is all you got. And so take advantage of that. Like don't put off today, don't put off for tomorrow what can be done today. That is the saying. Don't put off for tomorrow what can be done today. And then this is my favorite card these days. Rest is my partner in success. Rest is necessary in order for us to live a happy and successful life. Resting your mind, body, and spirit. Your mind, body, and spirit allows you to show up as your best self. Rest means to cease work or movement in order to relax, refresh oneself, or recover strength. You deserve to rest, relax, refresh, and recover. And it's where we make our best decisions from. If you've been making your decisions from a place of pressure, haste, rush, urgency, then making a decision from rest may feel off. If you make a decision from calm, you may not trust it because you're not used to it. But truly, that's our best place to make decision from because it allows for a space of reflection. And that doesn't mean we always get to make a decision from a place of rest, but it's where we get our best thoughts. It's where we're most creative. And so that is your match mindset card pick. So I'm going to flow through the I am scale, and I am eagerly searching a new name for the I am scale. I'm excited about it. One that kind of gives more detail to what it does for us. But we know that the I am scale, I created it as a framework in order to identify where we are on our manifestation journey, right? Where is my manifestation at? Well, it's based on where I am on this scale, right? And so the baseline of the scale is disbelief. And when you consider the baseline being disbelief, it's like we get to build on top of disbelief, right? And on top of disbelief, we have hope. And when you consider hope, hope still has some doubt in it, whereas disbelief is 100%. I don't believe that this can happen for me, to me, that I'm worthy of it, all of that. Hope says, I believe I'm worthy of it, but we'll see, right? And so when you consider like the two spaces between hope and disbelief, it gives you an idea of what needs to happen in order for you to go higher. So if I'm at disbelief, the best thing I can do is allow myself to believe in the possibility. right? Because disbelief says it's complete denial and doubt, right? That's what's present. This isn't possible for me, or this isn't possible in general, right? This is, I'm not worthy of this, or this doesn't happen for people like me, that kind of stuff. But then when you look at hope, hope has a spark of possibility, a dash of doubt as well. So there's possibility and doubt that coexist, but it's still better than disbelief, because with hope, you can at least see some light, right? Above hope is trust. Trust gives you the opportunity to develop a firmer belief system, right? Trust says, I need some evidence because I want to believe that this is already going to take place for me, but it is the starting point of you taking steps forward, because when you trust something, you're actually willing to move forward. Belief is up next. Belief is level 4. And belief really, really, really starts to turn the knob as it relates to your manifestation. When you believe something at this level, you've already accepted what you believe, or what you desire, or what you want as possible, more than possible. I believe it's the truth, right? And you're confident in your manifestation, and you're coming from a place of, this is mine, right? This is mine. This belongs to me. Above that would be faith. Faith takes us a little bit deeper, always, 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 because it's unmovable, it's unshakable. There's confidence, and it's complete, utter trust, belief inside of faith that what I desire is actually not just mine, but it's on its way to me. That I can move from the space of, it's already on the way, so I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to stress about. I have nothing to be in anxiety about. Level 6 is a knowing, right? And from that knowing place, level 6 says, I know this. I have relationship with this. Not only do I have faith that it's on its way, it's not a matter of if, but when it will arrive, right? It's a deeper level. You're embodying the energy and the relationship with what you desire. You're really in a space of tapping into, you know what? I don't have to make any decisions from, I hope, trust, belief, faith. I know it. I know it's here. I know it's here. Faith says, I know it's on its way, right? Belief says, I know it's mine. But knowing says it's here, right? And then I am is complete, full embodiment. It says, you no longer desire to strive for it or to desire it. You are it. It's not separate from you. And so you have now become the energy of what you would want to manifest. And you're not ever separate from what it is. So even when it comes, it's probably not as much of a surprise or excitement at the I am level, because you've been it for a long time. And that is the scale that allows for us to recognize like where we are and what we need and how we need it, in order for us to climb up the scale and get to where we are. So yesterday, we focused on two things. We absolutely talked about inspired action and how to stay in alignment. So I won't go over that because we've been talking about that, and it's kind of woven into the lesson, or the talk for today, the session for today. But what's most important is recognizing that when I'm in doubt, right? When I'm in disbelief with a desire, because a lot of times we believe that because I desire something so strong, there's no doubt, and it must be something else holding me back. And it's easier to relinquish responsibility to another person, place, or thing, or to another set of emotions that still leaves you without taking full action in order for you to move beyond where you are to get what you actually want. And then sometimes we need to update our desires, recognizing that I don't even want the same things I used to. And so the question is, when you consider where you are right now and what you desire, is there any doubt? Is there any disbelief? And if there is, that's great. We want to identify it. If it's not, that's great. We want to identify where you are on the scale. And so let's get into it really briefly. Nikia, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you can unmute and if you can talk unmuted. Yesterday, we unpacked you talking about where you were with your wedding planning business in relation to the nonprofit, and you making a decision yesterday about where you want it to be, but like making the decision within yourself, having a conversation within yourself, and settling with that truth. Where are you? How you feeling?
Good morning.
Good
Um,
morning.
I'm feeling good. Yesterday, it was a lot of resistance, a lot of guilt. I had to keep coming back to it, like take a step back and try again. But overall, I think I'm feeling pretty good. Excited even.
Mm,
I'm just I don't know. I think I'm ready to move forward with focusing
mm,
on my wedding planning business.
mm. Did you have that conversation with yourself yesterday?
Yes. Well, pieces.
Mm-hmm. How was that for you?
Hard, very hard.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard for a couple of reasons. I don't think I've ever really just sat and just tried to be real with myself like that. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I just have so much going on yesterday that I'm just like getting interrupted constantly. So it's like I probably need to sit down and have this conversation again with myself after today. But for the most part, I do feel lighter, if that's the right word. Yeah, I think
Yeah, no
lighter.
wrong word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What else do you
Um,
feel? Lighter?
I did try to start. I kind of like got an instant headache, and I just had to keep telling myself that that's just resistance or guilt or fear or something, and I just keep pushing myself forward through it. But
Mm-hmm.
overall, I'm excited. I feel good. I think I got through to myself.
Nice. Have you read the book, The Big Leap?
I actually have years ago.
Mm, nice.
Years ago.
Revisit that because you know, since you already read it, you already know what upper limiting is.
Yes, yes, I
And
do.
I love, yeah, I love that you were able to identify that headache as such. That's very good. Very good self-awareness. You already on top of it.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, you're doing it. That's perfect. That's good. That's good. And so now you get to like, I revisit the upper limit probably once a year. It's one of my favorite books because I love anything that will indicate where I'm at and what I need to do next. I love instruction. I give instructions as a leader, and I love to be able to see instruction and follow it and know that it's giving clarity or it's giving. And so I feel like the Big Leap gives very clear indicators from an ingrown toenail to a headache around what the how the body can respond in order to, like, hey,
Definitely,
this feels yep, this
definitely.
feels yeah, this feels uncomfortable. Like, what's happening? This is a new normal. I'm afraid, I'm scared, losing your voice, having a tummy ache, whatever it is, like the body. And there's another book that I would suggest, and maybe you've read it already as well. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
No, I haven't heard of that one. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hayes.
Hay, yep. Louise
Okay.
Hay is like, she's old school personal development, like from the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And she's since transitioned, but she made a big, huge impact. Most personal development authors are published under um, Hay House is the name of
Oh,
her
that's
publishing
cool.
house.
Wow.
Say it again.
I was just amazed. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, and so she has this book called You Can Heal Your Life, and that book has I guess you would call it a dictionary, a thesaurus, something in the back that tells you like if you got say we'll say an ingrown toenail, then this is why. This is what your body is saying. It gives you the actual definition and it has all kind of
Ooh,
stuff in it from a tummy ache to acne, erectile dysfunction, like all kind of stuff in it that like indicates what the
wow.
emotional tie is to it.
Okay.
And
I'm
so I
definitely gonna
use
get that.
yeah, I love both of those books for that reason because it kind of lets you know, like, oh shit, this thing is happening, but it's not happening for nothing. It's happening because my liver is acting up because I'm not, I'm having issues with my liver because I'm not expressing my truth, or I have a sore throat because I'm not telling the truth. You know, it kind of gives you a
Mm,
it kind of gives you a place to start when your body starts to call attention uh to what you are or are not processing because the body does keep score and it does hold space for us, but at some point it starts to knock on our door like, hey, I need you to do something about this. So when we think about manifesting and bringing these things closer to us, the decisions that we make, we are already present in everything that we desire based on decision, by way of decision. And truly believing that I am, because what would you consider yourself as, a wedding planner?
Yes.
Perfect. Have you planned weddings before?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And how do you feel when you plan weddings?
I'm excited, like all in, like I'm just like the Energizer Bunny.
I love that. I love that. And so it gives you joy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, does it spark your creativity?
Yes, some of them are just like coordination weddings, and even those still kind of spark my creativity. But when I have like deeper clients, like I have a couple of design clients coming up, and that's where the creativity really gets to come out.
I love that so much. So, in this space of manifesting, now that you've decided I'm going to flow forward in my wedding planning business, now you can start to dream about what that business will be like for you moving forward. Like, what will I be sitting into? What will this business do for me? What will I do for it? Like, what is our
Mm.
relationship? How will we
Okay.
honor each other? How will we support each other? How will we make way for each other? Because the energy of your business is an energy of itself, right? It's not you, but it is a part of you. It's like our children, but it's not a child. And so it you having this space where you're like, okay, I'm gonna transition so that I can fully focus here and really like live, and take care of things the way that I want to and create things the way that I want to,
Mm-hmm.
allowing your business
Mm-hmm.
to self-identify with its own energy so that you can see like, what do we want to do for each other.
Okay.
That could look like being a writing exercise where you write down, what I will provide for my business, what my business will provide for me, and
Ooh. Okay.
allowing yourself to write down what you desire on both sides. Let spirit be present, invite spirit in as you're writing, let's co-create together. What's the possibilities here? How can this bring me more joy, more peace, more abundance, more love, more light, more orgasm, like all the things. Like how can this bring me more of, right? And then allowing yourself to really like center in the joy of what you and your wedding planning business is going to bring. Have you had you already have a name for it?
Breathless events, but I'm considering changing it to my name.
Say it one more time. What was the first thing?
Breathless events, like leave you breathless, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
considering changing it to Nikki and Nicole events.
Ooh, Nakia Nicole events, honey. I like Breathless, but I also love Nakia Nicole events. It sounds so like classy, and Breathless does too. They both sound good, but I love
Yeah, when I mention my name, as everybody has the same reaction, like, "Oh, I like that." Oh, but I like that.
uh-huh. Yeah. Nakia Nicole just rolls. It has a rhythm to it. It's like, oh shit. And who did your wedding? Nakia Nicole. And that's another thing you get to start to write down and dream about and visualize and bring to you. What are the testimonials? What are people saying? How are people referencing you? How are people talking about you when you're not in rooms with other people? Like really getting into a dream session. And this is something you're going to have to schedule with yourself so that you're not being interrupted. And it could look like, right, we're coming toward the end of year. It could look like a retreat. There are solo retreats. I take tons of solo retreats. It could be a one day. You get you a little Airbnb or a little hotel,
I
and
have
you just
definitely been thinking about doing that.
yes, that's an option. And it gives just way for you to plan and get the things out that you want to get out. We're gonna have a retreat December 11th through the 15th, which is after Thanksgiving, before Christmas. You're free and welcome to join us. That's gonna be a space where you can get it out, visualize in a collective with other business owners who are gonna be present and other Black women leaders who are gonna be present in that space, who are new, who are seasoned. There's all levels. Everybody's in different spaces. Some people aren't haven't even opened their business or haven't even gotten to the point where they will call themselves a business owner yet, but they desire to. They desire entrepreneurship, or they
Mm,
desire to see what it looks like, what it feels like. And so we're going to be in Boone, North Carolina, December 11th through the 15th, having that
okay.
experience. So you can consider that there's scholarship opportunity available as well. And
Right.
then there's solo retreat, there's group retreat, but then there's also like time blocking, right? So like in your day, day to day. You can take, a weekend, you could take, any day of the week and decide like, okay, this is the block that I'm going to give myself to really start to visualize. I'm not going to put my phone on do not disturb. I'm not going to get on social media. I'm only going to use my electronic devices for reference if I'm looking up something to add to. And it's important to physically write it down. Writing
Yeah.
it down, it's like what they say back in the day, like, writing is like casting a spell, right? But the
Hmm.
best spell ever. And so it's like when you write it down, you solidify it. This is law to me. When I write this down, I know that it's this and so much better, right? And so it gives you something to refer back to. So those are ways in which you can start to like practically move this manifestation and really call it a dream. And then the next thing that we'll talk about for day 5 is we must be willing to now implement this manifestation into our day. Because for you, Nakia, what's beautiful is that you're already 100% in your manifestation. It already exists. You were just manifesting the courage to make a decision, and you did that already on day 4. So congratulations. And now you can build on the momentum of the manifestation you received on yesterday. That's a big ass deal. And so when we think about manifestation, it's not the material is not the first win. It's always the last win. Always. The gain and the win and the success is us shifting our perspective and our mindset and actually making the decision. And once the decision is made, it's a wrap. Now, every day we make a new decision in the same direction in order to build on what we've already created. And then we implement practical steps like time blocking, scheduling an hour a day that's just for Nakia Nicole events, just for it. Nothing else goes in this time block from this time to this time every day. It's only Nakia Nicole events. Even if it's me, even if it's not me, but you looking through magazines for inspiration, if you're creating a Pinterest, if you're designing your most favorite wedding or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Every single day, that's what you're doing. And so now your energy is different toward it. This is how I'm making my bread and butter. This is how I'm feeding my family, how I'm taking vacation. And this abundance, this financial abundance that will happen as a result of this business, how much of it this year do I want to partake in? Like, how much money do I want to make? Do I even want to quantify it by money? Because you don't have to if you don't need to, if you don't want to, if you don't desire to. But what does it look like? How many weddings do I want to be a part of this year? How many weddings do I want to actually design and lead and actually plan? Like, how many weddings do I want to coordinate this year? Like, and then look at 2025, which is a part of what we'll do in Boone, North Carolina, for a retreat, or what you will do one-on-one if you decide to go solo for a retreat. So these are all options that make that manifestation continue to grow and come to pass because you're now watering it every single day. And you're also being deliberate and intentional about creating space for it. And when things have a place to be and to grow and to call home, they automatically blossom. And that is
Mm.
how we, at day 5, can already have experienced a manifestation. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And
Mhm.
I want to say I'm getting there. Like I do, or I try to implement time specifically for my business. The problem is it's just not uninterrupted. I always have something else going on. So I think that's another focus is to make sure it's dedicated, uninterrupted time for that.
Yeah. Yeah, what will it take for you to make it dedicated and uninterrupted?
Well, it's just having some time and space, really.
What does that mean?
So like taking my son to daycare and not having him here with me during the day. That's it, really.
Is that feasible?
It will be next week.
Okay. Perfect. 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 So the rest of this week is a good time to daydream and to really like visualize what it's going to be like to have that time That's what I would use today, tomorrow, and this weekend for. Like every moment you get when he's napping. How old is he?
2.
Oh, yeah, my daughter has a 2-year-old. And I have a 2-year-old grandson. He was here with me for 2 weeks. So I know what it means to have a 2-year-old, but little boy, baby, you can't get nothing done. And I really had to like be religious about his nap time so I could get stuff done, like letting him get up early so I can, or either letting him get up after I get up early, one way or the other, and giving that
Mhm.
nap time nothing happens. He has to take a nap. It has to happen because that's where I get to at least take a nap if I want to or do work. So yeah, beautiful. So he'll start to go back to daycare next week, and then you'll be able to start to like really get some work done. But more importantly, start the work now through your daydreaming and your visualizing. Have fun with this. Allow this to not be a space of stress, but just like, oof, this is what it feels like when I'm working and I got my schedule and I got my time block and I got my time to myself. And the only thing I got to focus on is me. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. This feels so wonderful. I feel so empowered. I'm feeling more like myself. Like start to get into that space because it sounds like with you having a 2-year-old and you helping take care of things with your mom and your brother and all the things that you may not be at the top of your list. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to get you back on the top of your list because you being on the top of your list is how any of this shit will work. Everybody who depends on you now are not getting the best of you when you're not at the top of your list. They're getting what they want from you, but then you're left feeling spent, and that's not okay. And so the overflow is where everybody should get anything from you from. And it is difficult with a 2-year-old because they're in between baby and let me do it myself.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else who's depending on you in your space. However, we have to be serious, relentless, and almost ruthless about self-prioritization, because if we're not well and if we're not whole at 100% and if we're not fully poured into and at a space of feeling held, then we won't be able to be the best to anybody. Everybody will get a piece of us,
Right.
including ourselves. So I would love for you to make you your priority so that you can then you know pour into others and at an even higher level. But first yourself.
Absolutely. You can't see me, but I'm definitely shaking my head in agreement.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, stay close. And this is for everybody watching the replay. Stay close um to Coach P for next year. We're doing some things. We're taking it up a notch. There's going to be more opportunities for us to really like steep in where we are right now and living very presently right now. Processing. We all have been processing for the last 15 years. We've all been processing for the last 5 years. Definitely the last 3, 4 years have been an entire process. And there's more processing to be done, but there's less processing than before and more action, and our action starts internally. It's not about what we physically do, but it's about the decisions that we make internally about our worthiness, about what we are entitled to, about what we have permission to do. And for women, for the next 20 years, it's really a rise for us. It's us re-identifying um, who we are as women and what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a woman, a sister, a daughter, what it means to be a grandmother, like all these roles, what it means to be a queen, a leader, all these things that we take on, um, and the way that we take them on based on old, antiquated, outdated definitions. That shit is burning to the ground, and we are the ones that have to recreate the definition for the women that come after us and for ourselves as well, of what it means to be in those roles and responsibilities that have expiration dates. And so when we consider what purpose is, your purpose should be steeped in your peace, your joy, and your abundance. And it should be in a space where where you allow yourself to ever change. Like always, I'm always changing, I'm always evolving, I'm always growing my ideas, my creativity, what I desire, right? and allowing yourself to really be honored in that space. But you first got to be willing to honor you. You first got to be willing to honor your time and not allow everybody else and everything else outside of you to impede on your time. Now, when you got little ones, yes, they're dependent on you. That's a different relationship. But anybody outside of that, right? And even with little ones, giving them boundaries so that they understand, right? Because boundaries are an act of self-love. I want everybody to get that. Boundaries are an act of self-love. When you set a boundary, communicate a boundary. When you set a boundary, communicate and reinforce a boundary. 3 levels. Set, communicate, reinforce. Know that that third one is numero uno, right? The third one is the biggest one. It's number one, even though it comes last, because you're going to find yourself having to reinstate, re-communicate, reinforce those boundaries because we've been, if you've been a person that has allowed people to cross them because, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I want them to know that I got their back. I want them to know that I'm standing up for them, I'm taking up for them, all the things. Then you'll always find yourself in that space of having to reinforce your boundaries and, more importantly, having to reinforce your worthiness. Because when our boundaries are crossed, even when we don't communicate them, but we know this is not what we desire, then we start to chip away at our worthiness, because what we're doing is communicating to ourselves that we're not worthy of being treated the way that we want to, of being prioritized the way that we want to, of being rested the way that we want to, or whatever that means. And so it's your responsibility to not just teach people how to treat you, but for you to treat yourself how you deserve to be treated as well. And that in itself helps helps build a momentum, and it helps keep you motivated for manifesting what it is that you want to experience in this life. And it's not far away from you. Yesterday I heard that twice, in this session and in a one-on-one session with the client. She was like, oh my gosh, I just feel like what I desire is so far away. And I was like, man, this is the second time I've heard this today. And when we break it down, you recognize it's actually not that far away at all. It's actually way closer than I could have imagined. Bet. I'm going to make sure that I start to step in these directions. I'm going to move. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust source, ancestor, universe, whatever you believe, if you believe in it all, because I do. Make sure that you trust outside of yourself. And lean in on the trust of others of your work. Lean in on the appreciation and the love that other people have for your work, until you can get to a space of it being just your own appreciation. Borrow it from other people. Borrow it from other views and perspectives of you. And just for today, the homework is continue to get clear about what is the root of why I want the thing that I want to manifest. What is the root cause? What is the root reason why I desire this particular thing, right? Keep getting clear about it. And then tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same for Sunday, we'll talk deeper and more clear about, practical steps in order for us to manifest. I hope this has been helpful for today. Remember that we have this amazing retreat that's coming up December 11th through the 15th. I'm so excited about it. It's what we all need. It's an opportunity to rest. It's called the Our Sacred Space Retreat in Boone, North Carolina. It's all inclusive, 4 nights and 5 days. And it gives you an opportunity to be in a sisterhood and a collective. There's a few workshops that we're going to do while we're there, but mostly rest. Eat well, laugh good, be in camaraderie, walk trails, ground our feet, yoga, meditation. There's the Delicious Life Trifecta workshop that's going to be happening. It's my favorite workshop to teach. We're gonna have the end of year celebration where we basically give an account for how this year has gone, and then celebrate that we made it. It's complete, right? And so we do that during our retreat, and then we have the Align and Thrive session, and that session helps us to plan personally and professionally, what are we doing for the next year, and what energy are we possessing? Not just what we're physically doing, but also like what is the energy that we're possessing for this next year. And so I'm excited, grateful, happy, ready to journey with you guys. If you need any information about it, make sure that you email me directly at hellocoachp@preciousbivens.com. The link is in my bio on all social media. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 6. I love y'all. Peace.